Good morning, everyone. Good morning. We'd like to invite everyone to please stand as we sing our opening song, Come On In. 1, 2.
Yes, good morning. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I see some green going around the room. Very nice. I got green earrings and green nail polish. Don't pinch me, please. Here we go. Standing outside the door of love and mercy, you wonder if there's a place there for you. You know there's peace inside, but still you're searching for someone who understands the pain you've been through. Well, the door's unlocked, the lights are on. What are you waiting for? Come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in. You'll find the place of rest in the arms of Spirit. God's waited so long for your homecoming day. God knows the peace you seek and the hurt you're feeling. Spirit wants to hold you and to wipe the tears away. While the Father waits with open arms, God is calling out your name. Come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in. Well, there's room enough in the house of love for someone just like you. Come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in. Come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in.
Good morning, Unity of Pompano. What beautiful faces. Happy Sunday. So I want to welcome everyone here in the sanctuary, and I don't want to forget people online. People are watching us later today. If you're in your pajamas, hello, welcome. I wish I were in my pajamas, but here I am. So I'm so thankful you're all here. My name is Carmela Garone, and I serve on the Board of Trustees for Unity Worldwide Headquarters. I also served here for 6 years, and I think I've served everywhere in this community. My favorite is being a prayer chaplain. I might do that again someday. So today we are celebrating so many things together, and Sunday is a celebration. So we have Lent. Remember, we're going through a Lent time, and Reverend Grace will talk about that. We're celebrating Happy St. Patrick's Day. I think there's a slide for that. Yes, I see a lot of green out there too. And it's Women's History Month, so we'll have something on that. And we're blessed to have Reverend Grace Telesco here again, and Unity, yes. Yes, we are very blessed to have you here. So Unity is founded on affirmative prayer, and I want to invite Reverend Grace to come up and give us opening prayer.
And we center ourselves in knowing, and we're grounded in the fact that we are divinely protected. We are divinely cherished. And we are divinely nourished, not only by each other, but by this sacred medicine space. We are in gratitude. So much gratitude, God, for all the gifts that you've given to us. And we really ask for nothing. We only proclaim and affirm that you are ever present in all things. And so it is.
Isn't it beautiful how a little prayer can transform the space? It's just so beautiful in here. So I'm grateful for our musicians and our music director, James McCoy.
Good morning. We're very fortunate to have with us once again Mr. Peter Wallace at the piano and the keyboard this morning, Mr. Orlando Machado at the drum set, and of course you know our featured soloist, Miss Samantha Natalie Wallace. And this morning we have music from Ricky Byers-Beckwith, from Michael W. Smith, and from Dave Barnes. There you go.
And you're singing one of them, I believe.
I'm singing one of them this morning. Yeah, I don't sing very often. I'm going to get to sing today.
And you're doing one of my favorites, the Beckwith one. Thank you. So, is anyone here for the very first time? We'd like to welcome you. No, you're all.
Don't be
yes,
shy.
Yes, there's.
Welcome, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you for being here. We know you have many places you could be on Sunday morning. If you fill that out and give it at the back, we'll give you a little welcome packet, and we'll stay in touch with you. Is there someone else? No? Okay. Someone over here, Catherine. And is there anyone here for the second time? No. So I see a full sanctuary today, so you've been here many times. That's wonderful. So, I am going to give you a bunch of community updates. We have a lot going on this time of year, and if you don't remember what I say, but you probably won't, you can go on unitypompanobeach.org and find under happenings everything I'm going to be telling you. So, after this time, we have fellowship time through that breezeway. We love spending time in community and with each other, so please come hang out with us. Then you can also, if you're in the fellowship hall, you can stop at the bookstore. John Spira does a great job of keeping our booklets, our daily word. We even have Reverend Grace's book available, so if you want to go check that out, go visit John. Lilies, yes. So Easter, I don't know if you've been here at Easter, but we have, we each buy our own lilies. I bought one yesterday for my mom. And the stage is covered in lilies, so please, if you're interested in dedicating a lily to a loved one, to someone, go online. I think they're $20, and it's on the Happenings website. If you can't find it, you can ask Darby, but it is really a beautiful tradition that we have with the lilies. Next week is Holy Week, and there are so many meaningful not this week, the week after is Holy Week. I see someone looking. I did the same thing. It's not this coming week. It's the week after. You have time. We'll kick it off with Palm Sunday with Reverend Grace, which is the end of then Lent. And we have Maundy Thursday. Okay, if you haven't done Maundy Thursday, it's a beautiful tradition that we have. The prayer chaplains hold it. And that's going to be in Fellowship Hall between 7 and 8, and it's a very sacred and beautiful tradition. That's the only time we do communion, correct? I'm looking at the teacher. Yeah, it's the only time we do communion. So it's a beautiful, beautiful ceremony. Then the next day is my favorite, Good Friday, and we're going to have Reverend Louise Morley, who's been part of our history for so long. She's agreed to do this ceremony, and basically it's a 3-hour time. You can be here as long as you want, 10 minutes, 3 hours, and we're in the sanctuary from noon to 3, and every half hour we speak the last words of Jesus. It's tremendously moving. So please look at your calendars and try to make it if you can. Then Easter, we have a very special guest, and her name is Reverend Linda Martello-Whitsitt. If you want to get in touch with the divine within and learn how to live from that place, do not miss this talk, and do not miss her workshop after. She is well known for her prayer, teaching prayer, how to pray without talking to God. So make the arrangements, try to be here because she is a very special guest speaker. Then, today, okay, I want to give a big thank you to the hospitality team. Today is Lunch Sunday. Yes, thank you, hospitality team. Today is Lunch Sunday, which means not only will we have fellowship, but we'll have a lot of filling extra food. So, spend some time with people, hang out, and be in community. So, volunteer, okay, so this is important. Unity is really based on a volunteer. We couldn't run this center without it. So the team leads tried to create a very special event for you. I know they've planned some cool things. Please meet the team leads, find out what the volunteer teams do, and see where you might fit. And you don't have to, but it would be great if you could check it out. So that's today. So get some lunch and then look at the volunteer. And then today we have Reverend Grace Telesco. She's doing her third Sunday of the Lenten journey back to our higher self. And I want to introduce her. So I've been introducing her every week, so I'll keep this a little shorter. However, let's see, what do I want to say? She has a very rich and diverse background, and she brings that background and that rich history to her talks. She has background in interfaith ministry, obviously social work, criminal justice, and currently she's serving as presiding clergy at the Darshan Center for Spiritual Evolution. That's in Oakland Park. She's the co-founder and executive dean of the Sacred Journey Interfaith Seminary, and she's a professor of criminal justice at Nova Southeastern University. Of course, she's a regular speaker here at Pompano Beach, and we are blessed to have her here. So our search committee for our minister has been doing a great job since December, and I want to introduce Bob Wilson, the search committee lead, to tell us about the search committee.
Thank you both for that introduction. Tyler, something? Oh, I keep losing this. I have some wonderful news for you all. The Ministerial Search Committee put forth to the board that met this past Wednesday night the request that we bring in 2 of the candidates in the month of April. And they were unanimously approved by the board. So they're coming in. That means 2 Sundays in April are going to be really critical because we need you folks. This is the part you play in this, okay? So on April 14th, Reverend Cherie Taylor-Jones will be with us. And then on April 28th, Reverend Paul Tenaglia. Yes. So it's helpful when you have an Italian in the house here. So. What's really critical about those 2 weekends, it's an intense weekend for them because they come in on Saturday morning, they'll be having lunch with the board, they're meeting with the staff in the afternoon, we give them the evening to prepare for their sermons on Sunday morning. They will present the sermons those Sunday mornings, and then there will be a Q&A opportunity for you while we're having lunch over in Fellowship Hall, and then there'll be a workshop conducted by them related to the message they had given in the morning. We will also be asking you to fill out forms. We need to know what you think of these people. This is our home, and we need your input into whether or not those people work for you or not. It's that simple. So I'm going to ask you now to please set your calendars for those 2 dates, April 14th and April 28th. And you'll be learning more about them as we get closer in the What's Happening that goes out every Thursday, all right? If there are no other questions on that, I don't think I want to take any more time with it, but it's very exciting. They're great candidates. Each of them has more than 20 years of Unity experience, and it's going to be wonderful for us to see them and hear them, all right? Thank you.
And thanks to the search committee for all the hard work they're doing. So thank you, Bob. So it's Women's History Month, and I would like to invite Susan Silverman up to speak about one of my favorite topics, Myrtle Fillmore.
I think we're going to have a song first, actually.
Oh, sorry.
I think the song is first. Unless you want to do this now.
No, I apologize.
No, it's okay.
True. The song
Just
is
following
first.
the order of service.
Sorry.
So we'd like everyone to please stand. We're going to sing that song, Pour Yourself in Me.
Oh, that's my favorite one.
So we'd like everybody to do this. Ready? It's like this. Let's feel that together. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Let's all sing.
Pour yourself in me, pour yourself into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit, pour yourself in me, pour yourself into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit, pour your joy in me, pour your joy into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit, pour your joy in me, pour your joy into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit, pour your love in me, pour your love into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit, pour your love in me, pour your love into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit, pour your song in me, pour your song into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit, pour your song in me, pour your song into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit, pour your light in me, pour your light into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit, pour your light in me, pour your light into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit, pour yourself in me, pour yourself into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit, pour yourself in me, pour yourself into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit, whoa, wonderful Spirit, whoa, wonderful Spirit.
Please be seated.
Thank you. Now we're going to talk about Myrtle Fillmore.
Good morning, everyone, and it's an honor and a privilege to be here this morning talking about Myrtle Fillmore. And you know, this is my first time up here, and the church is full, so I'm not going to look way out there. I'm just going to concentrate on you ladies up front. Myrtle Fillmore, the mother of unity. Mary Carolyn Page was born on August the 6th, 1845. As a child, her father gave her the nickname Myrtle Lee, which as she grew up was shortened to Myrtle, which she used for the rest of her life. Growing up, she developed a great love for God, nature, and education. She used to sneak her brother's books to read because they were not doomed suitable for girls. In her teen years, she was not only interested in mathematics, science, and the great writers, but also wanted to learn the history of all religions. Myrtle wanted to go to college when she graduated from high school, but at the time, women were not allowed to attend to 4 years of college, so she did the next best thing. She went to Oberlin College in Ohio for the 1 year allowed and got her license to become a teacher. At a very young age, Myrtle had been diagnosed with what doctors determined to be tuberculosis. Over the years, she did well with it, but while she was living in Clinton, Missouri, working as a teacher, it got worse, and doctors recommended that she move to a more moderate climate. Taking their advice, she moved to Denison, Texas, where she was able to support herself with private tutoring. In Denison, she joined the literary club, and there she met Charles Fillmore, and they became friends. As Myrtle's health improved, she opened a private school in Denison, and it did very well. Myrtle's health continued to improve, and so she decided to move back to Clinton, Missouri, and teach in the public schools. When Myrtle decided to move back to Clinton, she and Charles decided to keep in touch by correspondence. They corresponded for 3 years and decided to get married. In 1881, their wedding, they left to move out west to seek their fortune and build their future together. In 1884, after 3 years, they made a decision to move back to Kansas City, Missouri. By this time, they had 2 little boys, Lowell Page Fillmore and Waldo Rickard Fillmore. I can't help but think that they made this decision because they felt that that would be a better place to raise their children. Life was difficult for Myrtle and Charles when they moved to Kansas City. Their finances were depleted, and at first there was no prospects for them. Charles looked everywhere at the possibilities and decided to open a real estate office, and he became very prosperous with his business. Even though they were living well financially in Kansas City, Myrtle's physical condition worsened. When they had lived in the mountains, her health had improved, but now her respiratory difficulty came back with a vengeance, and she had a flare-up of her tuberculosis and also the fever of malaria. She went to medical doctors and did whatever they told her to do and took all sorts of medicines to get well. But finally, the doctor said that they could do no more for her, and she only had a short time to live. By the spring of 1886, it looked as though Myrtle's life was near its end. Myrtle was not ready to die. She had 2 young boys that she wanted to raise, and so she and Charles went to every health-oriented lecture in their area to see if they could find something that would help her. One of the speakers they heard was a Dr. E.B. Weeks from the Illinois Metaphysical College. He had been trained by Emma Curtis Hopkins, one of the foremost metaphysicians of her time. The main thought that Myrtle brought back from that lecture was, "I am a child of God, and therefore I do not inherit sickness." Myrtle developed her own spiritual practice. She used the 4 Gospels, she prayed, and she talked to her body. Gradually, her body started showing signs of improvement, and by 1888, she was completely healed. Inspired by Myrtle, Charles also started his own practice, and he was also seeing improvements in his life. Myrtle and Charles continued taking classes with Emma Curtis Hopkins, some in person and some in correspondence study courses. They also started teaching their family, friends, and people who came to them the lessons in truth that they had learned from their studies and practices. Several important things happened in 1889. Myrtle and Charles welcomed a 3rd son into their family, John Royal Fillmore. The Fillmores stepped out in faith and started a publishing venture. The first issue of their magazine, Modern Thought, appeared in April of 1889. After some time passed and adjustments were made, the name was changed to Christian Science Thought in 1890. The Fillmores felt that what they were teaching was more the spirit of truth. They enrolled in Emma Curtis Hopkins Theological Seminary, and in 1891, they were both ordained as Christian Science ministers. While trying to find a name for their magazine that fit their beliefs, Charles had a sudden insight and saw the word unity. They believed that their spirit of truth was that all religious orders should work together for the common purpose of oneness with God, and so unity was born. There is a lot more to Myrtle's story, but I've run out of time. If you'd like to learn more, there are 2 books that you should read. The first one is Myrtle Fillmore, The Mother of Unity. And the second one is Myrtle Fillmore's Healing Letters. Myrtle Fillmore's Healing Letters are available. Both of those books can be available through our bookstore. If they don't have them on hand, John Spira assures me that he can order them for you, but I do know they have a couple of these if you hurry. Before I go, I would like to leave you with Myrtle's own words, and this comes from her Healing Letters. I was once an emaciated little woman upon whom relatives and doctors had placed the stamp TB, or tuberculosis. And this was only one of the ailments. There were others considered beyond help, except possibly changing the structure through an operation. There were family problems too. We were a sickly lot and came to the place where we were unable to provide for our children. In the midst of all this gloom, we kept looking for a way out, which we felt sure would be revealed. It was. The light of God revealed to us. The thought came to me first, that life was of God and that we were inseparably one with the source, and that we inherited from the divine and perfect Father. What that revelation did to me at first was not apparent to the senses, but it held my mind above negation, and I began to claim my birthright and act as though I believed myself the child of God filled with his life. I gained. Others saw that there was something new in me. They asked me to share it. I did. Others were healed and began to study. My husband continued his business that at first took little interest in what I was doing, but after a time he became absorbed in the study of truth too. We consecrated ourselves to the Lord and kept doing daily that which we felt led to do. We began to prosper, a little at a time, and our health continued to improve. Life became sweeter and more interesting, and we began to see a new world. In all these years, our interest has not lagged, and we have continued to enjoy the unfoldment of God's plan in our lives. So I hope you got something out of this today, and I hope you'll read more about Myrtle, because she's just a wonderful lady.
Thank you, Susan. That was wonderful. I do want to mention that Unity Worldwide Headquarters just released a huge digital archive on Myrtle Fillmore. 40,000 items were digitized, and it just launched last week, so it's on unity.org. It's amazing. We're doing Charles next, but Myrtle was first, so I feel happy about that. Great. As you know, we're searching for our minister, and so we'd like to hold the consciousness at the highest possible level, and so we have an affirmation to say together. We see our senior minister as the perfect fit for our community and its spiritual growth. We are grateful knowing that this process is now unfolding in divine order. Yes, it is. So today's daily word is prayer. And the affirmation is, I feel the presence and power of God as I pray. In the revealing word, Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore described prayer as the most highly accelerated mind action known. This awareness is my comfort and assurance as I release my worldly concerns and feel the presence of God. As I pray, I immerse myself in the silence so I can be still and know. From this place of deep communion, I relax and focus my attention on the divine ideas of life, love, wisdom, strength, and order, which are always mine to claim. As these spiritual truths flourish in my consciousness, thoughts of my troubles and worries fade from my mind. In the past, I may have believed prayer was a way of asking God for help and solace. Now I understand it as one of the best ways of helping and uplifting myself. Psalm 46:10, be still and know that I am God. And at this point, I'd like to invite the prayer chest forward. The prayer chest contains your prayers that are prayed on here, and then will be sent to Unity Village to be prayed upon 30 more days.
As the prayer chest comes forward, we'd like to begin a time of prayer and meditation by singing, You Know the Truth is You.
When you feel the light and love of God around you, you know the truth is you. As the light of God and love of God surrounds you, you know the truth is you. Let the power of God, the peace of God inside you, become the power, holy you. Become the peace, holy you. That is you. As the power of the Christ mind connects you, you know the truth is you. May divine intelligence inside you always guide you to the truth. Let the power of God, the peace of God inside you, become the power, holy you. Become the peace, holy you. That is you. That is you. That is you. And let us take a deep, cleansing breath in and exhale slowly and completely. Let's take another deep, cleansing breath in, breathing in peace and exhaling out all distraction, disturbance, distress. And as we sit in the knowing that divine presence is with us always, holding us, we know that it is all good. We see beauty everywhere. We have hope. We surrender to the divine plan and divine knowledge. Knowing that this practical world, this apparent reality, is difficult. But we're comforted, and there's solace, because we know in absolute reality, nothing happened. We see the miraculous abundance of life and all its treasures unfolding. And all of our wounds and injury and fear that happen in the practical realm are being healed and transformed in the realm of absolute reality.
There is nothing that is beyond the divine's scope. No nightmare overwhelms us. There is no chaos and no adversity in absolute reality. We know we are not alone. We know that in absolute reality, all is well. Taking another deep breath in, taking in this medicine, healing us, making us whole, transforming us, and breathing out. Normally breathing in and out. And we have a smile because all is well. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back to the sanctuary.
Above all powers, above all kings, above all nature and all created things, above all wisdom and all the ways of man. You were here before the world began. Above all kingdoms, above all thrones, above all wonders this earth has ever known, above all wealth and treasures of the earth. There's no way to measure what you're worth. Crucified and laid behind a stone, you lived to die, rejected and alone, like a rose trampled on the ground. You took the fall and thought of me above all. Above all powers, above all kings, above all nature and all created things, above all wisdom and all the ways of man. You were here before the world began. Above all kingdoms, above all thrones, above all wonders this world has ever known, above all wealth and treasures of the earth. There's no way to measure what you're worth. Crucified and laid behind a stone, you lived to die, rejected and alone, like a rose trampled on the ground. You took the fall and thought of me above all, crucified and laid behind a stone. You lived to die, rejected and alone, like a rose trampled on the ground. You took the fall and thought of me through above all, like a rose trampled on the ground. You took the fall and thought of me above all.
I love that song. Thank you so much for doing it, and you did it so beautifully, so beautifully. Namaste, and I'm so grateful to be here. There's so much green, wow. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Wow. So many things going on. We have March is Women's History Month. We have St. Patrick's Day today. We have Lent. We have Ramadan. We're in the middle of Ramadan. I am doing this journey to our inner Mecca, which is the name of the book that's in the bookstore. Shameless plug. But I do this on the Darshan Center members Facebook page. If you're interested in joining, just join. And I'm not really sure actually how it works, but like, I'm not sure how it works if it's a private group, a closed group, but if you ask to join, I'll let you in, and you can see it's podcasts that I'm doing every day on the names of Allah, the names of God. It's not really names as much as it is attributes and qualities. And so we've been doing this Lenten series, and I started with the Garden of Gethsemane, and then we went to surrender. Well, did we start with the Garden of Gethsemane? Yeah? And then what was last week? So last week was the Garden of Gethsemane. This is my third week. So what was the first week? Come on, this is a quiz. Have you been paying attention? What is it? The desert. Ah, the desert. That's right, going into the desert. So today we're going to talk about crucifixion. You're like, wait a second. Next week is Palm Sunday. Doesn't Palm Sunday come before the crucifixion? I'm confused. But, here's the thing. We're talking mystically, and we're looking at these times and trying to find how does it apply in our lives, right? And Lent is a time of reflection. And so when we talk about the crucifixion, and boy, that song is just so perfect, right? It's like, we talk about a crucifixion, and when you think about it, I know for me, when I was raised up as a Catholic little kid, and I would go to all of the Lenten things that the church had, and on Good Friday, I would cry. I would cry that Jesus got crucified, and I didn't understand it. And as I got older and more involved with interfaith ministry and interfaith scripture and looking at all of this mystical significance and metaphysical significance, it's like, okay, I really don't understand. Like, if Jesus was going to be resurrected anyway, why did he have to go through the crucifixion part? And the crucifixion part is like really brutal. I mean, it's really brutal. Have you ever heard of Deepak Chopra? He wrote an amazing, amazing book called The Third Jesus. And I really, really resonate with this. If you have a chance, is it in the bookstore, John? Where's John? Is it in the bookstore? Okay, so well, maybe I know I'm giving you a lot of work lately, but Hind's Feet on High Places. Some of the meditations have been coming out of the Prayers to the Great Creator, which is another really great book by Cameron. But the third Jesus is so powerful, and I believe it. I resonate with it. It makes sense to me. That the first Jesus is the Jesus that historically walked the earth. And if you get real deep into theology and archaeology and anthropology and history, it's like, it's not that easy to find all of the evidence to support all of the stuff we see in the canonical Gospels. Those 4 Gospels we sometimes take as history. And I don't want to break anybody's, balloon here, but I just want to let you know that there's really only 2 instances that have been recorded. By Josephus is one of them as the historian, and the other, I can't remember his name. I think he was a Roman historian that talks about that there was this guy, right, at that time that had been like a revolutionary and was crucified. But there was a lot of crucifixions back then. When we talk about this in our seminary, we sometimes turn off some of our students because they really believe that, oh no, there's a way to point right to it. Like all the Gospels are like total history. But then you say, so what? Is that really the point? And Deepak goes into the second Jesus. He says, then there's the Jesus that's been constructed. The Jesus that has been created by all these, various organizations, if you will. And is that the real, will the real Jesus please stand up? But more importantly, the third Jesus is the Christ consciousness. The third Jesus is the mystical Jesus. And before services, Cynthia and I were talking, and Cynthia was saying, I just finished talking about this. And she said she was talking about Fillmore's explanation and significance of the crucifixion being that we have to cross out, the cross representing crossing out our personality, crossing out the ego. There's another one that Swami Jyotirmayananda says, and he has taught us that the cross really represents absolute reality. Absolute reality, that is, that all exists. And my soul is made up of the same ingredients as that absolute reality. But then there's the practical reality, apparent reality. On this plane, right? On this horizontal plane. And boy, did practical reality happen to me yesterday. I woke up and overnight, somebody had hacked my credit card. So I got all these notifications, the email, calling me, they're texting me. I look at my credit card and it's like, what? All of this, a lot of cheesecake. There was a lot of cheese. They ordered cheesecake. I don't know why. Cheesecake, burgers, wings. Maybe that's why I woke up with a stomachache today. It's a pain in the neck. Ever happened to you? Not fun, especially with, this day and age, everything is on the phone, and I got 1,000 different things coming from this particular credit card. Breathe in. I'm not this. I'm not what's happening to me. I can choose to get upset about it, or I could crucify this apparent reality right now. But you say, but wait a second, Rev G, I don't understand. Don't you still have to call the credit card company? Don't you still have to call, make the change in Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, all these things that are on my phone? Don't I still have to take the footwork, do the footwork? Yes. And this is what I believe is why the Master Jesus showed us that. He's a way shower, right? He's an incarnation here on earth. And what is he showing us? He's like, We have to do the practical reality thing. Like, we have to do that in order to have the absolute reality consciousness. But we have to be doing it at the same time. It's like walking this tightrope plank on practical reality, but reminding us always that absolute reality reigns above all. And that, on this beam I walk of the cross, of practical reality, I know that God carries me through. And you know, I also want to say thank you so much, because you're doing a song that I also suggested, which is Carry Me Through. And I shared with you, James, that this was a song that my brother sang at the deathbed of my father. And my father was taking his last breaths, and my brother was singing the song. And then at the gravesite, my brother sang it again. I love that song because that is what I always have to remind myself in terms of our mystical understanding. It's very esoteric when I think, oh, you know, like nothing's really happening. Really? Nothing's really happening? Like, it's happening. What are you talking about? But it's a higher consciousness. You see, the crucifixion at Calvary is kind of up on a hill. So we have to like look up and go, okay, this beam I walk is not all that is. Above all things is absolute reality. Nothing is really happening to my soul essence. And last but not least, and I can't get through life without this reminder, that as I walk the beam, the divine carries me through. Next week, we're going to talk about the tomb, but the hope of resurrection. Namaste.
Can we have another thank you for Reverend Grace? She was amazing. So this is the part of the service where we get to show gratitude for what we received today. We're grateful for all the ways you give. And at this point, we're going to bless whatever you have to give. There's many ways you can give. You can read it there. So hold whatever you have, or just think about whatever you're donating, and let's bless and affirm that we are very prosperous here. Okay, so divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Yes, ushers, thank you.
There's a mountain here before me. I'm gonna climb it, strength not my own. Love's gonna lead me. The mountain beats me. Carry me through. Carry me through. There's a river here before me. I'm gonna cross it, strength not my own. Love's gonna save me, or the river takes me. Carry me through, carry me through. Oh, love be gentle, I'm just human. Please don't crush me, help me stand. Oh, love, remember, I try so hard to walk and talk. precious love. There's a city here before me, and I'm gonna give them strength not my own. Love's gonna carry me. I get weary, carry me through, oh, carry me through. Oh, love, be gentle, I'm just human. Please don't crush me, help me stand. Oh, love, remember, I tried so hard to walk and talk with precious love. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Carry me through. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Come, oh, sweet love, carry me through.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful. Thank you. So, as we heard before, Myrtle healed herself through affirmative prayer. So I want to acknowledge all the prayer chaplains that are serving today. We have an amazing prayer chaplain group. Whoever's here today serving, can you please stand? Okay. So, yes, thank you, prayer chaplains. We love you. So if you need prayer, see one of these people afterwards. They're happy to pray with you. And please stay for our special lunch. We have lots of great food. Go to the volunteer fair. Sign up for that Easter workshop and learn how to pray. And plan on coming for Holy Week. We have so many things happening, so please join in. And thanks for coming. You all made it special, so thank you. So now we're going to recite the prayer for protection together. We usually stand, so please stand. Yes. Great. So the light of God surrounds us. We are the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love of God. The power of God protects us. We are the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. We are the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
God bless you, everyone. Have a great week. Thank you so much, Reverend Grace.
Blessings are falling, are falling, are falling. Blessings are falling like a sweet, sweet rain. Blessings are falling, are falling, are falling on me. receive your blessing. Oh Lord, I receive your grace. Oh Lord, I will dance forevermore. Oh Lord, I receive your blessing. Oh Lord, I receive your grace. Oh Lord, I will dance forevermore. Oh Lord, I receive your blessing. Oh Lord, I receive your grace. Oh Lord, I will dance forevermore. 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 Forevermore.
Good work, everyone. Thank you.
Blessings are falling, are falling, are falling. Blessings are falling like a sweet, sweet rain. Blessings are falling, are falling, are falling on me. Beauty is falling, is falling, is falling. Beauty is falling like a sweet, sweet rain. Beauty is falling, is falling, is falling on me. Oh Lord, I receive your blessing. Oh Lord, I receive your grace. Oh Lord, I will dance forevermore. Oh Lord, I receive your blessing. Oh Lord, I receive your grace. Oh Lord, I will dance forevermore. Oh Lord, I receive your blessing. Oh Lord, I receive your grace. Oh Lord, I will dance forevermore. Oh Lord, I receive your blessing. Oh Lord, I receive your grace. Oh Lord, I will dance forevermore. Forevermore.